Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Welcome to this this fine establishment. I see a couple people in the chat already. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday? I think it's a Sunday. As we all know, time has absolutely no meaning anymore. Someone says, "I hope there is good-looking men on here." Can I say that? You can say whatever you want. Got my coffee ready for the bakery. Yes, welcome to WonhoNuts. This is a very wholesome establishment. We specialize in cake donuts and 10-inch eclairs. It's been a while. I missed you guys. How have you been? We do have franchise opportunities available. We're also hiring. Just please know that you will only be paid in WonhoNuts. Welcome to the shop. Also, welcome to a joke that has run its course. So we said the jelly filled donut up there has me respectfully looking at them. Yes, please only look respectfully. This is a respectful establishment. We are a family friendly environment. The donut shop is connected to a gym. You can't see it off screen here. On the other side of the building, there's gym. I'm not sure if that is the most genius idea or the most counterproductive idea ever. But we're good at two things here at WonhoNuts. I will let you guess what those two things are. So it says slowly wearing my wallet because buying albums and certain light sticks. Someone said I gotta calm my my hormones, spelled exactly as it should be. Someone else says I can hear Remy in the background. Yeah, he's turning into even more of a little old man than he used to be. So his snores have just gotten louder and louder. He's also starting to make new old man noises that are hilarious, but also at the same time kind of concerning. So it's good to see you guys. It's been a minute, I guess, since the last live stream. It's been like 5 months, I think, since the last live stream. Okay, as much as I enjoy WonhoNuts, I think we're gonna leave, and I'm gonna change back into my normal Let's hold on just a second here. Yep. Okay, there we go. Much better. My usual character with a few tweaks. We changed her up just a little bit. This is kind of cool. I finally figured out how to do a thing and I could actually switch fairly quickly between different skins for my character on here. So there's the normal one, and then I can become a zombie. And then I've got all my spooky ones already ready for Halloween, and then I can become my version of Beetlejuice, Freddy Krueger, the Joker, a cat girl, because I heard that those are popular, and then back to my regular self. So was it yet right before the new year? What was right before the new year? This is one of my normal usual streams, so there is drinking happening. I just want everyone to be aware of that. I missed you guys though. It's like I said, it's been a minute. I hope everybody enjoyed the video yesterday. My goal is to finally have a semi consistent schedule. We'll see how long that actually lasts. Um, so the plan is right now to upload every Saturday. Oh, that's what I said. The last live stream we saw. Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. So yeah, for like I said, time has absolutely no freaking meaning. So I'm assuming yeah, it was like 5 months ago. So I said, missed you guys too. So like I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed the video yesterday. The plan right now is to upload a weekly weird docu series video every Saturday at noon. Um, like I said, we'll see how long that lasts. My motivation levels have been lacking um, over the last couple months, but I did get a couple videos done last weekend, so that one of the ones was the one that went up yesterday, and then I have at least two more that are already done and already uploaded, and they're just scheduled at this point. So at least for the next 2 weeks after this, there will be new videos going up on Saturdays. So it said, I respectfully took notes about the photo. Well, as long as you did it respectfully. I may or may not have copied the link for scientific purposes, of course, always purely scientific. Shinhwa, is that their name? Are handsome. Yes, that is Shinhwa. Shinhwa, the legendary Shinhwa. Shinhwa's been kicking around for what, 20 over 20 years? I think what, 22, 23 years as a group at this point. Like they are the longest running K-pop group. My next couple of videos are all about like long running K-pop groups. Um, the next two videos are about a girl group. Not next Saturday, but the one that's coming out the Saturday after next is probably one of my favorite videos that I've worked on because it started out as one thing and like kind of grew the more I started researching the artist. Uh, this woman, like, she is my new hero. Um, but I don't want to spoil it because it's just so funny. But the gist of it is which I didn't realize when I first started to researched the video, I didn't realize she had debuted 4 different times under three. Like, she had like used fake names each time and debuted under 3 different names, lied about her age. It was a roller coaster ride, but it's been so much fun, and it introduced me to a lot of like really super old '80s K-pop girl groups that even though they were from the '80s, their music still slaps. So it said younger fans can say that older groups are too old, but listen, I appreciate looking at fully grown men than have the FBI on my case. You know what? I 100% agree with you. Boa has been out for 21 years. Yeah, Boa's been around for a long time. Shinhwa still has her beat, but Boa, yeah, she's been around for a very long time. I'm still planning on releasing a full video about Boa and the original Boa project. It's just that's gonna be a long one. Like that, it's gonna take a long time to put together. If NCT or EXO do that Shinhwa concept, I would die. Man, I'm waiting. Somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna do it at some point. What got me the most about it was the fact that Lee Soo Man was the one that suggested it. Like, I feel like he has good ideas here and there, but I feel like his ideas just in the early 2000s were just freaking wild, man. Like, he did not care. Yes, I had like a version of the video where I didn't edit it and put the peaches and everything over it, and I uploaded it ahead of time. Because YouTube has a thing where you can upload videos and schedule them, but you can also upload them ahead of time, and they'll what do you call it? You can do a check on them to see if there's going to be anything that's going to get your video restricted or blocked or copyright claimed or whatever. And within seconds of the original video being uploaded fully, I got a notification that it may go against YouTube's TOS. So I took it down and I re-uploaded the version that you guys got yesterday with the peaches. So just so you know, there is an unedited cut of that video out there. But like I said, I did include links to full scans of the unedited HD images in the description box of that video. So said my money's on Wonho. Dude, my money is on Wonho as well. Like that man is like one teeny tiny pair of gray shorts away from releasing a nude photo book. One of the things I was just looking at, he did a video for Cosmo recently where it think it's called singing in the shower, but it's like him sitting shirtless, oiled up in a bathtub. Um, and then was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? He then uploaded a picture of himself in a bathtub on his Instagram account, and I was just like, "Oh, this being he just had someone take a picture of him on Cosmo." But no, in the Cosmo video, he's clearly wearing sweatpants. You could see every now and again pop up in the bathtub. But in the video, the picture that he uploaded on Instagram, there's no pants. So that means that this motherfucker took his pants off to take that picture. I don't know how I should feel about that. I like I'm just done. I'm done with him. I'm done. Well, I missed some stuff. I Super Junior talked about that they used to have naked dance offs in order to determine who could shower first back in the day. Man, I don't know. I feel like every SM boy group back in the day, it was just one big frat. That's all it was. I think the '90s male Asian pop stars are more handsome than today's artists. Pop music in 1994 returned really good. I don't know about that. I think the styles have changed. I think they're still just as handsome today. I think also it was just back then that there was more. I want to say varied looks. Like I do think back in the '90s when you got like the first generation of idols, there wasn't a cemented this is what an idol should look like, this is what's handsome, this is what's beautiful or whatever um back then than what we have now. The Weeb in me still laughs knowing Boa Inuyasha sang the Inuyasha because there's a lot of actual anime openings and endings that were sung by SM artists just because Lee Suman was a fan. If Wonho ever needs a photographer, I gladly volunteer. I think we've all been volunteering as tribute for Wonho for years. I will volunteer for to any male Asian pop star with their permission, respectfully, of course. Just, of course, respectfully, always, always, always respectfully. Respect women, respect men, respect everyone, respect yourselves. Speaking of respect and looking respectfully, I brought this up on Twitter. Um, this was a group that I was aware of, but I hadn't really been that into their previous music that they released. But then the YouTube algorithm for the last like 3 weeks has just been like, hey, 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 don't you want to watch this video? You want to watch this video? Oh, we finally got you to watch this video. So now don't you want to watch every single one of their videos and every single one of their vlogs where they are shirtless in every single fucking vlog? So only one of, and their song Libido. Finally watched the music video because uh, the YouTube algorithm kept recommending it to me. So I finally watched it and I was like, what the hell? What YouTube apparently knows what I like. But then they just kept recommending me like all of One Up stuff, like all of their daily. I guess they post daily vlogs or something like that. These men are just like shirtless and doing push-ups for no reason in every single video. And then they uploaded the performance video version of Libido and it broke my brain. So thoughts on JP's single, I got it on repeat. I've heard it and I absolutely love it. I have not watched the actual video yet though. I listened to the song itself on Spotify, but I haven't watched the video yet. Maybe that's something that we can do here in a little bit. I can actually just do like a live reaction to the video itself. Yeah, my best friend saw the TikTok of the one scene of the MV, and I just calmly explained about the group. How do you calmly explain what was happening in that video? Speaking of which, hang on here. We're gonna wait a minute. Hang on. Do 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 do. Like, look! What is happening already? Hang on. Okay, hold on. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. Bye, Logan. Thank you for joining us. See you soon. Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. We gotta go back. Why are we at 360p? Hang on. Okay, there we go. Already, what what is happening? Why are we tying people up? Huh? What is As you can see, I'm just speechless here already because I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What fantasies are we trying to like open up here? And you never mind, never mind. We're just gonna hit play. We're just gonna hit play. We're just gonna keep going. And I swear, just everybody in this group is just fine as hell. But I have questions about some of these outfits though. Like, why is everybody's clothes torn up? Like, who was the stylist on this video? Wolverine? Who said no one was prepared for this MV? No, I wasn't prepared for this MV. And then like Mr. Sephiroth over here with his chesticles all out already, and we're like less than 10 seconds into the video. I don't know what "sing on my body" means. Sir, 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 sir. And I swear the members of this group, they are just they are very close. Someone said that I am lagging big time. Hang on just a second. Huh. Okay. Well, apparently my laptop did not like that. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know exactly what happened there. Apparently, my laptop just said my laptop said no. So it said Jun Jun, the one with the long hair. I am a sucker for long hair. Like long dark hair, it just oh. I am in desperate need of a new laptop. So apparently, opening a another window for YouTube is just not gonna happen right now. So I'm excited to be back. Um, like I said, motivation has been lacking as of late, which I think has been a big issue for everybody just after the last year and everything we've all been through. So I don't think you can blame me or anybody for having any type of motivation issues. But like I said, I finally got myself together and knocked out 3 videos last week that I got finished. After, like I said, the Shinwa video that I posted yesterday, I started researching that and collecting like the video clips and photos and stuff for that like a year ago. And then every time I would sit down to work on the script, my ADHD would kick in something fierce and I would just never finish it. But then, like 2 weeks ago, I forced myself to sit down, and in a day and a half, I busted out 3 different scripts, and then sat on that for about a week, and then recorded the audio, and then sat on that for like another week. And then finally, last weekend, I forced myself to sit down and just edit all 3 videos. So I have a list of about 20 videos that I want to make. Probably about 7 that I've already done the research on and like started collecting the clips and pictures and videos and everything. It's just sitting down and actually finally getting myself to write a damn script. Last year was someone said last year was pure chaos. Last year, man, last year was something else. But we're slowly starting to get back to normal, and it's sad that you can tell when, at least here in the US, when things are getting back to normal, when things like return to our usual normal bad, if that makes any sense. All I know is I'm ready to get out of the US for a little while. Like, I want to go back to Japan so bad. I already have tickets booked, not tickets booked, but hotels booked in Tokyo and Osaka for October. I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna open the borders up or not. But considering they're in their like fourth or fifth state of emergency in Tokyo right now. Hang on just a second. I kind of don't think that they're going to open up, but I use a website that allows you to book hotels ahead of time and then you pay for them like 2 weeks before you're supposed to check in, so I can cancel them if needed. But as soon as I got my second vaccination shot, I was just like, "Yep," and we're ready to get the hell out of here. So I just need Japan to figure out what they're doing because I guess they just started vaccinating essential workers and people over 60 towards the end of March. And they either just started the general public or they haven't started the general public just yet. So even the borders opening up in the fall might not happen now, which sucks. I mean, I'd be upset if I can't like leave and get the hell out of America and go, but it also sucks for them too that it's taken so long to roll out the vaccine. I live in California, so I've seen the normal comeback. Man, Florida and California, man, the great places to visit, but I don't know how y'all live there. It's like America's back when someone throws an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through window. I still have all of those videos from my last trip to Japan that I'm convinced are just cursed. Like, I have tried editing those videos to put up on the channel so many times, and every time I do, something happens. Either my computer dies, the footage gets corrupted, my hard drive dies. So I was finally able to recover some of the videos from my old hard drive recently, and I'm like, maybe I'll just like play some of them for you guys on a future stream or something, because I'm convinced that something just does not want me to upload them to the channel. I think the thing that I miss the most and I'm waiting for to come back is just concerts and live events in general, man. Like, I don't really like being around people, but I do miss live events and concerts. Like, the next K-pop concert that comes anywhere near me, whether I like the group or the artist or not, I'm just gonna go just because I really need to get the hell out of my house. And said, trust me, I really want to leave and not come back to California. Like I said, I've been to California many times. Great place to visit. Don't know how you guys live there. So what has everybody been watching lately? Like, I've been in this like super weird, like, my little depression bubble. Um and when I'm in my little depression bubble, all I do is like take depression naps and just binge watch episodes of Law and Order SVU, which is a terrible thing to do when you're depressed. But that's just my thing. But also, I'm convinced that that's why I don't trust anybody because I watch way too much Law and Order SVU. F for the Lost Corrupted Japan videos. Yeah, I one actually I did finish it, and then I had to get permission to use some of the footage because one of the videos was a underground boy group that I met and filmed and talked to while I was in Tokyo, and getting permission for anything from Japan is just an absolute fucking nightmare. Um One, there was the language barrier because my Japanese is still kind of garbage. Uh but also they take forever to get back to you and whatnot, so I just decided not to upload the video because I wasn't sure if it was gonna get like taken down immediately. But I don't know, on stream maybe I'll just show you guys the videos because I don't really fucking care. The ones that I was gonna upload were visiting the. There was a temporary, not BTS cafe. Oh my god, my brain is going blank here. What is the BT21? There was a BT21 cafe that I went to, and then also just like taking you guys around Shinokabu, which is like the huge Koreatown in Tokyo. So instead of been just watching random YouTube videos, yeah, I do that too. Um, I don't know. Like, I think we talked about this briefly on another stream, but I don't know what's up with the YouTube thing now, where the algorithm is recommending videos from like 8 to 10 years ago. So I've just been binge watching like a ton of like old viral videos from like 10 years ago. One of the ones that it keeps recommending me, no matter how many times I've already watched it, like every 2 or 3 days, it's in my recommended again, but it's like this old Nathan Fielder video called Thin Watermelon. I'm like, this video is from ten years ago, and I've watched it 5 times at this point. Why do you keep recommending this to me, YouTube? So I said I've been watching second gen K-pop MVs and watch all of Lee Took's cooking videos on his YouTube. I've been watching a lot of like first and second gen K-pop videos too lately, but mostly because I've been working on videos about a lot of them. But like I said, we will talk about that in the future, including some of the 80s K-pop videos that I've been watching lately, because those are, man, those are a trip. 80s K-pop was something else. 80s girl groups, especially, were a different animal, man. I've been watching the K drama Vincenzo. I don't know what that is. I don't watch K dramas. I'm not. I've never been a big fan of like dramas or soap operas and whatnot. So I just never got into K dramas. Since I want to go to Japan so I want to go to Japan so bad. I had wanted to go to Japan for years, and always put it off for one reason or another. I'm sorry if I sound like kind of weird. I'm getting over being sick right now. But yeah, I wanted to go to Japan for a very long time, and I just kept putting it off either for like financial reasons or I didn't have friends to go. And then in 2018, I got invited to do a international art show out there. And I just decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go. So I had some time in advance to save up. So I saved up for a good 11 months before the actual show. And I just went. I went by myself. I went solo. Japan, I will say, is like the kind of country that is great if you are solo traveling. And it's not as expensive as you might think it would be. Like any type of international travel is gonna be expensive, but it's not as bad as you would think. And I did a lot of research and found a ton of ways to save money. Like I said, I use this one app that lets you book hotels and whatnot ahead of time and not actually have to pay for them until like a week or two before your actual trip. So that gives me an opportunity to like see how much I'm gonna spend and gives me time to like save up ahead of time. And I've gone 2 other times since then. And like I said, if the borders open in the fall, I'm gonna try to go again. Was that I would have purchased a cookbook, watching random NCT movies, blah blah blah. Wow, cannot talk. Watching random NCT moments. Hey Chan is babe. Hey Chan is babe. Hey Chan is a baby. That's speaking of NCT. What did y'all think of Hot Sauce? Not my favorite song. Um, but I'm upset at Mr. Minjun. He came for me in that video, and I can't have anybody from Dream coming for me because they like I know they are all over 18, but they are still like literal children to me. I've recently been on the hunt to find the bad American adaptation of Boys Over Flowers just to see how bad it was. Oh God, I remember that that was a thing, though I have not seen it. You teach me and I teach you Pokemon. Nope, we are not. We are not going into the Pokemon discussion again. I still have not given in, and I have not watched any of the Pokemon anime. I've not played any of the games, and I never will because I don't need that obsession in my life. I don't know if anybody else saw the news this week that like Target and I think Walmart decided to stop carrying Pokemon cards as well as like MLB cards because grown ass men have been getting in fights in the parking lot and pulling guns on each other over fucking trading cards, like Pokemon cards and shit. Like what? Like I said, this is how you know America is back. When motherfuckers are pulling guns on each other in the middle of a Target fucking parking lot over a Pikachu, America is back. So I think it would be fun to go to Japan because I have family out there that I've never met before. My thing is I think everybody should travel, and I know that's like a very like first world thing to say, because I know not everybody can afford it, and I was definitely in that boat, and I still am in that boat. But I also am an introverted extrovert, and I don't do anything, so I just say anything that doesn't go on rent, bills, or like back into my small business, I just save. And that's the only reason that I have been able to go to Japan so many times is, and it's not like I'm just like every other weekend, well, I want to go back to Japan. No, it's like I save up for like a good like 10, 11 months before I go, and like I said, I figure out ways to save money on trips. Like I've thought about making a video about like how I save up for a trip and also like how I get such cheap plane tickets and stuff like that and hotels and stuff. Cuz like I said, even like now if the borders open up, like I said, I already have uh, hotels booked in Tokyo and Osaka, and some of them I'm getting for as cheap as like $45 a night. So I said I loved hot sauce. Hot sauce was okay, but not my favorite. Like I said, I think hot sauce will probably end up being one of those songs that grows on me. Like I like the video, but not so much the song. But I also feel that's kind of how I feel with like a lot of NCT Dreams songs. They're probably not saying this isn't saying that they're bad or anything, but they're probably like my least favorite NCT unit. And all of their songs have kind of been like that, where it's like either I didn't care for them that much, or I didn't care for them at first, and then they grew on me. Like the only NCT Dream songs that I think I liked instantly were Riding and Boom. The fact there are idols that are born in 2005. Man, look, look, we're not talking about all of these like literal children. in K-pop right now. Still laughing people's reaction at the NCT Hollywood. That kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, it didn't. Um, like Lee Soo Man has been trying his damnedest to make K-pop happen in the U.S., which I mean it is and it isn't. Um, and then I'm just really tired of survival shows and I audition show and challenge shows and whatnot, whether it be like the Korean shows or even the American ones like American Idol and all the different talent shows and stuff like that. And just like, can't we do something else? So I said, imagine an NCT unboxing and you pull out a Chad photo card. I've heard seen that joke so many places. Like, but I feel like it's just honestly it's just pop music coming full circle because you had like K-pop, the modern era of K-pop inspired by 80s and 90s era American boy groups. And then as American boy groups died out, you had Americans that started listening to Korean boy groups and pop acts and girl groups and stuff like that. So it was just inevitable that it was just gonna circle back around and combine into some weird amalgamation at some point. Someone said Boom is my favorite Dream title track. I think either Boom or Ryan are probably my favorite NCT Dream. Out of all the NCT units, 127 is my main, but Wavy is a very, very close second. I'm still waiting for the Japanese subunit. I think the thing that surprised me the most with the NCT Hollywood announcement was I was legitimately expecting the Japanese subunit to be announced first, especially with them recently doing the open auditions in Japan. Or at the very least, I was expecting a subunit for Sungchan and Shotaro. Because like what are they doing? What are those two babies doing other than like getting thrown into videos on the NCT YouTube channel every now and again? What was the point of having them debut last year if they weren't gonna actually like do anything with them? Like I know they will eventually, but I mean I feel like they brought them out of the basement for a couple weeks just to send them right back down there. Also the name NCT Hollywood sucks. Yeah, it's not great. It says Wavy is still my favorite unit out of NCT. I love Wavy. Like I said, 127 is still gonna be it's still my favorite unit, but Wavy comes a very, very close second. Thank you. I want the Japanese subunit first. Look at it. It doesn't necessarily for me. It doesn't have to be first. I just want to. I want them to do something with Shotaro and Sungchan. Like I think they're both very talented. Um, I think at least with Shotaro, I think they're waiting for him to learn a little bit more Korean. Because I think he only like they picked Shotaro up off of TikTok, which I still find hilarious. So I think he only actually trained for like 3 or 4 months before he actually debuted with NCT 2020. The one thing I thought was hilarious is I saw somebody posted somewhere that like Sung Chan came from Japan and he only trained for like 3 or 4 months, but in that time they had time in the 3 months that he trained to bleach his skin. Which, if you look at pictures of him from like 6 months before he debuted with NCT, yeah, he was a lot darker. Then it's like I feel like that's the first thing they do when you enter SM Entertainment is they start bleaching your skin. Who are your top five K-pop boy groups? Um, my top five bias groups don't really change, but it's funny because I think all of them are either disbanded or have been inactive for like a super long time. But number one, always and forever, is BAP. Um, and then I know controversial one, but Block B is still one of my tops. And then Big Bang, Top Dog, and then EXO. Those are my top five boy groups. Someone said I was dumb when I saw Ollie London was. I hesitate to like talk about Ollie London because I legitimately kind of worry about him. Um, like I do believe that there are some mental health issues there, so I hesitate to really comment on anything he says and does. Like a lot of it is very much attention seeking, but there's other levels of it as well. So I hesitate to make fun of Ollie London. So this is the first time I saw Shotaro. I had an urge to protect him with my life. Same way I will for P.O. from Block B. P.O. from Block B, man, he he is adorable. No matter how hard he tries to act, he will always just be an adorable child. A giant adorable child. Also, Happy New Jungkook finally comes out. I know. Let's go. I'm so happy. He posted a Instagram story earlier today, and I missed him so much. I'm just excited for new music because I know that he's already got stuff ready to go for like the day after he gets back. So then after seeing Ali save NCT, I miss Top Dog. I miss Top Dog too, man. Like a lot of people were hoping that they were gonna get back together after everybody came back from the military, or at least the what was it, Xeno T or whatever the terrible name that they gave the remaining members of Top Dog uh, before they went to the military. I am 100% just behind everybody getting the fuck out of Hunis Entertainment, Stardom, or whatever that label is called. Like, people make jokes about SM or BAP's old label, but Humanist Entertainment slash Stardom was a whole nother monster on itself. I said, don't ever talk about him because he likes it when people talk about him, unfortunately. Like I said with Ali London, I hesitate to make fun of him or really say too much about him. Like I said, I know he does like attention, but at the same time, I'm very convinced. Just like watching some of his interviews, some of the personal videos he's uploaded to YouTube, um, and knowing people in my personal life that act in similar ways, there is definitely some mental health issues there. So like I said, I hesitate to really say much about him. Agree, protect Shotaro. He's the cutest thing. Shotaro is adorable. He really, really is. But if you go back and look at some of his old TikTok videos, before he got picked up by SM, that boy is not as innocent as he would like us all to think. I have a feeling as soon as he gets a little more comfortable in Korea and he picks up the language a little more, he's going to join Johnny and Jaehyun and Yuta, the rest of the frat boy squad of NCT. My Block B bias used to be Yukon, but he just culturally appropriating too much for me. Let's be completely honest. K-pop in general, a lot of it is cultural appropriation. Some of it's appreciation, but a lot of it is appropriating. And some of it is just people doing shit without actually doing their research, and it's a whole nother country and a whole nother culture. And because it doesn't offend anybody in that country for the most point, they just don't care or they just don't know. Hello, you had me at WonhoNuts. Hi, David. Welcome. I don't know if you just came in. We visited WonhoNuts at the beginning of the stream. The very very wholesome establishment that is WonhoNuts. Are you looking forward to Yonggook coming back? Yeah, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to Yonggook coming back. He occasionally threw up a few things on like covers on SoundCloud while he was still in the military, but I'm excited about new like original music. And I'm also excited for him to possibly do some things with the former members of BAP. Um, like I love how close that they still all are and how much they still support each other. Um, I know Jong Up especially has like done a lot to make sure that everybody stays in contact, and he's done a couple of like Instagram lives where he's called up Yonggook on live, and they've all expressed interest in wanting to still like make music together. So I'm excited for that as well. Have you seen WJSN Subunit, the Black Song Easy? I have, not super into the song, but I'm into the group, seeing where they go, but the song's not for me so far. Someone said don't bring up Johnny, how he evolved. Why? Johnny evolved like a fine Pokemon. YG giving Lisa from Blackpink a silver durag, then trying to say it was a headscarf recently. Just say what it is. Once again, I just. again, not to make excuses for anybody, because at this point, things have been complained about and brought up and mentioned so many times that you would think that they would think first. What people have to remember is it is a different country, it's a different culture, it is a very homogenous country. Everything that is done with the Korean people in mind first. Yes, they want to expand into the West, but the West is still always going to be an afterthought. So when they make stylistic choices like that, it's just them looking at what's popular in the West and copying it without taking into account what the significance may or may not be, because they know it's not going to really offend anyone in Korea. It's going to be the international market that gets offended if something's wrong. But I think they operate on the it's better to ask for forgiveness kind of aspect of things. Have I heard? I don't even know who that is. Duo Shadow. Nope. See, once again, girl groups, not really a fan. I don't really follow too many girl groups. They're just not really my, with the exception of a couple, they're just not really my thing. Even with like who is it? Espa. I'm excited for that group, not so much for the music. Like Black Mamba was fine. Um the song itself was a little underwhelming for me when it was released. And then like the follow-up song, the ballad, because I'm just not really a big ballad fan in general, wasn't really for me. I'm more interested in like the artificial intelligence, like the eyes more than anything. And I like their concept. I like their aesthetic. I really enjoyed the um short film that they released a couple days ago on YouTube. And you can kind of tell that that was supposed to be released before Black Mamba, but I think everything was so rushed with their debut, because say what you will or whatever you want about them trying SM trying to like draw attention away from and cover up other things. I think if they would have released that short film beforehand instead of now, when it doesn't, it kind of almost doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I enjoy Espa's concept. Um, like I said, Black Mamba was fine, but they haven't really pulled me in with their music as of yet. Sione Dummy from Dreamcatcher. I want to like Dreamcatcher. Like I really, really do. Like I, there's a couple other songs that I like. They're okay, but they're not like the kind of songs that I seek out to go listen to. They're like the kind of things that if they come up on shuffle on Spotify, I won't skip them, but I don't like seek out their music, because it's like something about Dreamcatcher reminds me of what has been going on in Japan for like the last like 7 years, with more of the J-pop idol groups infusing rock with their J-pop. And I'm not talking about baby metal. I'm talking about like the legitimate like pop J-pop groups infusing rock with their music. And that's what Dreamcatcher reminds me of, but like a kind of slightly watered down version of that. And that's not hate. And I know that's what it sounds like, but it's not. But it's just, I don't know, there's something about it that I just can't get into But I want to, like I said, there's like every time Dreamcatcher releases something as like a full group, I do check it out. And I have liked some of it, but it's like there hasn't been anything that's like really stuck with me as of late. I don't know, with girl groups, like they just have to really be doing something different for me to really get into them and take notice. And it's been a while since a girl group has really caught my attention. I'm trying to think of like what girl groups lately I've actually been into. I can't really think of any. Like there's been a lot of um like indie female solo artists that I've been listening to, but not so much when it comes to like actual groups. I'm trying to get Dreamcatcher's Lightstick because it can become a staff. Wait, what? Why is it more and more like light sticks are just becoming weapons? Like you've got Icon with their bat, and then Blackpink's is a hammer, and then we've just got Dreamcatchers who's becomes a staff. Man, I'm worried about what's going down at K-pop concerts when they come back. Like you're gonna have, have full on fandom battles, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of here for it. Like light sticks too have also come a long way. Like I said, I've been researching a lot of first gen K-pop groups, a lot of '80s groups and whatnot, and it's like been really, really interesting. Like the evolution of light sticks because light sticks started out as just balloons. So it's like in a lot of first gen groups, videos, not videos, but live performances, you'll just see like the crowd, everybody's like holding the same colored balloon and shaking it at the stage. Oh. What current girl group? My favorite current girl group is Twice. What J-pop groups are you keeping with these? I don't really like J-pop. I've never really been a fan of J-pop. Um, just I don't like high pitched voices. Is just not really my thing, and I know not all J-pop groups sound like that, but I've just never really been able to get into them. There are a couple like the one thing that I always say outside of K-pop, I don't really listen to a ton of pop music. My usual go-to is I listen to a lot of metal and hard rock, honestly, with like a little bit of hip hop and R&B thrown in here and there, but mostly my go-to is metal. As far as like J-rock goes, there's actually a lot of like female J-rock bands that I like Bandmade and Dollbox are two of my favorite bands. As far as like the only like J-pop group I can think of off the top of my head that I really like is there's a girl group called Banana Lemon. It is a terrible name, but I do really like them. Do you like EDM dance? Like, no. EDM up there with country is my absolute least favorite genre of music. Recently, my Spotify account got hacked by somebody in France, and they listened to nothing but terrible, terrible EDM music on my account. So when I finally got my account back, I had to try to clear all that out. But now when I get the Spotify release radio every week, which I used to love because that's how I would find out about a lot of new artists. Now my recommendations is nothing but terrible, like European EDM groups and music because of the person that hacked my account. So it said light sticks equal lightsabers. Man, I want to see the first K-pop group that has a lightsaber as their light stick. I would be 100% for that. Oh no, somebody brought up Vix's vibrating lightsaber light stick. We don't talk about the vibrating light stick here. Cherry Bullet has a laser gun. I saw that. Like there's light sticks are just they're like I said they're getting wild, man. I love who was it? I think it was it FT Island that had the light stick that it was legitimately just a potato on a stick. So balloons not the old school. No, the balloons was like legitimately the beginning of like idol culture and light sticks, and then it slowly morphed into just like regular glow sticks. Um, and then we started getting the actual what do you call it? Like band and group specific designed light sticks and whatnot. So no, no, not J-pop. Like I said, J groups. Because During Gray, I have such a love hate relationship with During Gray because I worked at Hot Topic in my late teens and early 20s. And I was a store manager at Hot Topic. And every week, like this tells you how long ago it was, we got like a new disc to load into our in-store music player with like new bands and artists and whatnot. And we had gotten what was at the time uh Duran Gray's latest album. And there was this kid that would come in literally every single freaking day and would not leave until we played the Duran Gray album. And I don't mean like just one or two songs. He would not leave until we played like beginning to end of the full album. And this went on for freaking like a month and a half. And we would call him the creepy during like we had our in the mall that I worked at, we had what we called our adopt a mall rat program. So every store in the mall had some kid that was there pretty much every single day. So at Hot Topic, we had the creepy Duran Gray kid, and we had this other kid that would come in every single day that we called the kid with the hat because he was always wearing a hat. But every store on our little block of the mall had like some kid that hung out there constantly. Is there a questionable things Vix edition video? There are so many. I don't need to make one of those because there's so many of those on YouTube of just questionable things Vix has said and done. My favorite, like, questionable Vix, not necessarily video, but clip that comes up in my recommendations every now and again is N. He was on some show where he was designing underwear for fans. And then there's like another scene where he goes to change clothes and he has to do it in front of two other comedians. And as soon as he drops his pants, the two guys are like checking him out and basically alluding to the size of his penis. It's such a weird, weird clip that exists for some reason. Who are your favorite artists to listen to? Oh, There are so many. Like I said, I listen to a lot of metal and hard rock. Um, my favorite band at the moment is a group called sorry, my dog Remy is like hitting my chair. Um, Issues is one of my favorite bands right now. They're like more of a melodic metal band. Um, I recently just started listening to, it's actually a YouTuber that I really enjoy his videos, and I actually just started listening to his band recently. There's a YouTuber called Wang, who makes like a lot of videos on like Reddit and websites from the early 2000s and whatnot. But he has a band called Jinx that's actually like really good. Some of my other favorite bands are Seven Dust, Nonpoint. Um, as far as K-pop goes, recently Lee Michelle uh, just put out some new music. Like she just released a song called "Break the Wall," which is amazing. She is such an underrated vocalist, underrated songwriter. She just recently started her own YouTube channel, and it makes me really, really sad, like looking at her videos and whatnot. And they'll be out for like days and weeks, and they have like 40 views or like 100 views or whatever. Oh, I missed a couple things up here. It says Vix was on a whole nother level. Light Six Department. So listen, Vix knew what they were doing. Vix knew exactly what they were doing. The 18 plus concert idea. Vix, man, Vix, duh, they were ahead of their time and just pioneers of the craziness. They went too far with the contracts. N is definitely a leader. I love N. I love N so much. Like I want N to be my best friend, and I just want to hang out with him and watch him throw shade on people. I've been trying to figure out Discord, and I've been trying to put together a Discord page that I can weekly upload recommendations uh, for not just and just like things that I'm listening to or watching, um, K-pop related and otherwise. Just to kind of share with you guys what I've been checking out and what I've been listening to, because I used to do what do you call it? The end of year like wrap up where I would post my top 20 or whatever favorite music videos or songs of the year, and a lot of people like those because I would include a lot of indie artists and whatnot in that. But it was just I stopped doing it because one, those videos actually took quite a while to make, and then they would get instantly copyright struck or claimed like within minutes of them getting uploaded, so I would have to like pull them down and re-edit them, and I just got tired of it at one point. But I figured it'd probably be easier if I just did like a weekly thing. And but because of how crazy copyright has gotten on YouTube, I'll probably just put that on Discord or something. And I miss Vic so much. I A lot has happened with Vix in the last year or so, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I still see the remaining members of Vix making music together in the future. It's been fun seeing and getting different into different actors. Yeah, I'm all I stand actor and I'm here for it. Still not super into K drama, but I might have to check out a few things. Leo is my Vix bias, but respectfully, all the other members can stay in the backseat. I will be in the backseat right along with them. It's been interesting to see Leo come out of his shell a little bit more over the last like year and a half. And it's something else. I was shook when I saw him in person. Pictures do not do him justice. That man, his skin, is chiseled out of marble, like just flawless. There's so many people coming back from the army or going to the army this month or like in the next couple months like coming up. So I'm super excited about the people that are coming back. I'm sad about the people uh that are going like Taman I was not prepared. I was not ready for Taman to go. Yeah, YouTube acts like they can't be bothered to respond to copyright claims, so it's been a real pain for everyone trying to review things, so Discord would be good. Yeah, the copyright claim system here on YouTube is an absolute joke. Every single one of my videos on the new channel is claimed except for I think two. The one no yesterday's video is claimed too because of the short clip of Lay's song Peach that I included. The entire video got claimed. But there are some of the other like docu-series videos on my channel that absolutely should not be copyright claimed. That they 100% like the parts of them that were claimed are 100% fair use, and I've argued them. And my channel currently is not even eligible for monetization because I don't have 1,000 subs and I don't have 4,000 hours of watch time. So even if the videos weren't copyright claimed, I couldn't make money off of them anyways. But I've still tried because the thing of it is when videos get claimed, depending on who claims them and how they're claimed, it buries your video in search, which has happened with a lot of my videos. If you see, like, I still have videos that were uploaded like 9 months ago that haven't even cracked 500 views because they're getting buried because they have some type of block or copyright claim on them. And I've filed like rebuttals and whatnot, and they don't care. They don't care because it's like so funny that what happens when you dispute a copyright claim, they then send that claim to the copyright holder and they go, "Oh, is this fair use?" And then whether it is or not, the copyright holder can go, "No, it's not." And then they're just like, "Oh, they said it's not." So that's it. So that's why like, I don't whenever something gets claimed, like I don't even bother disputing it anymore. So I said Leo was so shy at the beginning, then he started doing plays and started opening up more. I don't know if it was so much that Leo was shy, but Leo was shy in front of the camera. Leo was not shy with the other members. Leo was just done with the other members. Ken's in the army. I miss him. Look, he was a serial killer with me. There is video footage verifying that, like, Leo looked like he was ready to take a motherfucker out multiple times. Oh my god, Taemin's announcement was such a surprise. Yeah, I was actually very surprised that Taemin's going already. Like with Taemin, I always forget exactly how old Taemin is. Just because he's been in the industry for so long. Like he was what, 14 when he debuted and whatnot. Um, but I think about it in a way, it does kind of make sense. Um, with him going now that all the other members of Shiny are done, it does make sense, like for him to just go and get it over with, so he can come back and like they can get back to doing full group comebacks and whatnot. But it was still a surprise to me. Like I said, that one came out of nowhere. That one and Baekhyun came out of nowhere for me, which I knew it was time for him to go soon anyways, but it was just with all the push and effort that SM was putting into Super M over the last year, I really thought that they were going to push back them going for a while just so they could get like another full Super M comeback or album out of them. I'm just coming around to acknowledging that Taemin is in fact close to my age and not 10 years younger than me now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Taemin is much younger than me. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, I forget his actual age sometimes. Like I said, just because he's been around for so long. Hi, Remy. I like the video that he put up recent. They put up recently on YouTube with Taemin recreating his look from Replay with the bowl cut. The man has come so far. Does anybody remember By Rain? No one's forgotten Rain. Rain, I feel like I feel kind of bad for Rain because he's become a bit of a meme and a joke, especially in Korea over the last couple years because of that song Gang that he released, and then also the terrible movies that he's done over the last couple years. So it's kind of sad that people just getting into K-pop now just know him as the meme guy and not so much for like the music he released back in like the early 2000s and whatnot. So it's a friend of mine met him in person a few years back. He's definitely gotten to that point where he's doing the rounds um, on variety programs and whatnot and reality shows and whatnot. And it makes me sad because that kind of feels like what you do when your time has kind of passed as an idol, which I don't think it has for him because he has still released some really good music in the last couple years. So I'm trying to forget my panties can't take any more pyrite. I need y'all to calm down. I don't have my bonk hammer with me. Y'all can't just be coming in here being horny on main. I don't have my bonk hammer with me today. He was such a good sport for that. Yeah, he took the gang meme stuff in stride because he when he released that song, he was so braggadocious and so serious about it. Um and I think he it humbled him a bit, and he definitely he took the memes in stride. But it would I thought was kind of funny about it was the fact that it didn't really become a meme until like several years after the song was released. Because when it was like actually first released, a lot of people in Korea like seemed to like it. I don't know if it was just like that thing where it's just like you just listen to music and you don't really pay attention to the lyrics. But people didn't really start hating on it until a few years later where they kind of felt that he was getting a little cocky. And Ninja Assassin was a masterpiece. Heck with anyone that says otherwise. Man, Ninja Assassin, it was definitely a movie of its time. Not a great movie, not a bad movie, but it was definitely one of those movies of its time where in the late 90s, early 2000s, early 2010s, we still had this like obsession in the West with I want to say it was like new age martial arts movies that at the time we all thought they were bangers, but if you go back and watch them, they they weren't that great. I still love my old Jet Li movies though, man. I really really do, but I do go back and watch them and they're junk food. That's like the best way to describe them. Like I can't even lie, like one of my favorite Jet Li movies is what was the one hang on just a second. Remy, I need you to get out from underneath my table, sweetheart. Why are you eating boxes? The Jet Li movie Unleashed, and I'm sitting here and I'm staring at I have a whole shelf of DVDs in front of me. Unleashed was one of my favorite like terrible Jet Li movies, the one where he's raised to believe that he's a dog. It's not good. And Morgan Freeman's in it, but I still love that movie. That and the one, which was basically Jet Li's Highlander, and it is a movie that definitely did not age well. It did not age well at all. Rain did a song with Jackson from Got Seven. I feel like he's tapping into some more mature now. Well, I mean, I would hope that he would be tapping into things that are a little more mature considering he's in his 30s. Um, Rain also did that song with Zico not too long ago, which was okay. I know it was really really popular in Korea. Just oh god, the Pepsi commercial with Christina Aguilera. Then going back, there's a video. The video actually that's going up on the channel next Saturday is talking about uh, a girl group that collabed with some Western artists in the early 2000s. So I kind of was going back through and looking at a lot of early 2000 collabs with Western artists, and there were so many of them. Like, you think now there's a big push to get K-pop artists in the West and in the US and whatnot, but in like 2002 to like 2007, I want to say, like every major K-pop company was like pushing at least one or two of their artists or groups in the US. Um and there were some that I forgot about. Like I forgot about the whole like Tiara Chris Brown thing and how he like embarrassed them on stage, interrupted one of their performances and stuff like that. There were just so many of them. Of course, you had Seven and Little Kim. it was that's still one of the most like uncomfortable music videos for me to watch. Hello, Remy. Why are you right underneath me? So, oh my god, I remember that Jet Li movie, the one. Wow, the end is just the one was definitely a movie. I still love it though. I I love like campy movies like that that they're not taking themselves too seriously. Like I love B horror movies. Like I love legit B horror movies, not like Sharknado. Like even the first Sharknado was kind of fun, but I don't like B movies that they're bad, but they know that they're bad, so they kind of try to ramp up how bad they are. If that makes any sense, I like bad movies that think that they're good. If I don't know how to explain it, if that makes any sense. Like there's a free streaming service called Tubi. It's free, but you have to watch ads. But you can find like a lot of old 80s movies and like early 2000s movies on there. And I love just going through the random catalog of like old 80s movies on Tubi because they are just absolutely fucking hilarious. Like there's one that I watched recently called Gymkhana, um, where it's this American ninja who fights using gymnastics. It's so bad, but it's hilarious. And it's like I laughed from start to finish. I laughed while watching that movie. Someone said, "Oh my god, I forgot about Tiara and Chris Brown." Yeah, the Tiara and Chris Brown thing was just uh disrespectful, but I don't see a lot of people talk about it anymore. It's like I think with a lot of things Chris Brown related people have amnesia. So it says I remember Seven and the Lim Kim song was definitely something. Not necessarily a bad song. That music video though. That music video was something else. But for every like weird awkward collab like that we had a couple good ones. Like there was that came around the same time. Like you had 2NE1 and Will I Am. Um G Dragon and Missy Elliott. One that I think a lot of people forget was a thing, but you had like Kanye West and not TVXQ, but oh god, why my brain is like going blank here. Someone save me in the comments. Come on, you guys know who I'm talking about. Someone save me in the comments. But it was definitely a weird one. Like I wouldn't have expected Kanye West to collab with a K-pop group. But that does also fit with the theme of next week's video that'll be going up on the channel on Saturday, which was a collab between an American rapper and a K-pop group that was not necessarily legal. I'm trying to think who were some of the other like notable Western artist collabs from the early 2000s to like late 2000s. Somebody said Exile. Uh, not a K-pop group. Yes, Kanye and JYJ. JYJ. Yes, that's wow. I had like a complete brain fart there for a second. I was like TVXQ. No, not TVXQ, but TVXQ adjacent. I didn't like how Kanye West talked about that collab in interviews and whatnot. Like he kind of made it sound like he was the one that discovered them and he was the one that was like putting them on and everything and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, no, that's no. He was, I can assure you, it was not a fever dream. They're like, yeah, early 2000s K-pop collabs were something else, but we've had some questionable Western artist collabs in recent years too, so I can't really say too much. But also every time nowadays, because I'm old and I also don't listen to American pop music, I don't even really listen to a lot of American R&B or anything or hip hop anymore. Like I kind of gave up on it after 2007. Like a lot of the artists that I listen to now that are American artists are mostly like indie artists and whatnot. So it's like a lot of these collabs K-pop artists have been doing with Western artists over the last couple of years. I have absolutely no idea who they are. Speaking of like fever dreams, though, what has been up with SM uploading all these videos of their artists dancing with like people in giant mascot costumes? Like I was very confused why the other day I was recommended a video of Taemin dancing the move with a giant frog, but then also recently you had NCT. It wasn't Dream or you. I think it was NCTU that had like the dancing dinosaurs. It's like I don't know. SM, like have you conquered every market? That we're just like now are we going after furries? If so, I respect it. So I saw that Dara didn't re-sign with YG, which honestly I'm not gonna lie I'm kind of happy about. But I'm hoping that that means now because I think that now means that like everyone is free from 2NE1 from YG. I just one reunion song, just one song, man, just one song. That's all I need. Like I feel like I'm like an addict that's just like just one more hit, just one more hit, man, please. But no, I just need one. It's 2021. We need a comeback from 2NE1. I just need one song and I'll be good. The chat is so delayed that there's things that you guys are responding to that it's taken me a second to remember what you guys are responding to. So it's that product placement money. Some of it is like the one with the frog. I'm pretty sure that that's tied to a company or a product, but the dinosaur I think was an original character. But that's like a thing that SM has been doing for years where they'll sneak like random weird like puppets and mascot characters into their MVs and performances. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there just ends up being like a furry K pop group at some point in time. I mean, you got to get every market. There's already, I believe, a VTuber K-pop group that either just debuted or is debuting soon. That's also from like a Korean talent agency. They said that Bomb ruined that. They were working on something. I need people to stop blaming Park Bomb for things. Like, I really, really do. Speaking of like random weird K-pop groups, there's a cartoon that I brought it up on my Instagram a while ago, and I finally finished the third season of it the other day. There's a cartoon on Netflix called Kpop and the Age of Wonder Beasts. I absolutely love this show. Like, I will gush about it to anybody that'll listen. Um, during they come up briefly during the second season, but they bring them back in the third season. There is a K-pop group in the show that I'm not even gonna lie, their songs are kind of bops. Um, but the whole thing with Kipo is the show is about like a dystopian future where the majority of humans live underground in burrows, and the surface world has been taken over by giant mutated animal like intelligent animals. So during the third season, they have a K-pop group that is animals, and they're narwhals. So it's a K-pop group of narwhals, and I'm not even gonna lie, their songs are actually really, really good. But you can kind of tell that the narwhal K-pop group in this cartoon is styled after BTS. SM, just give us that EXO photo book. We need to see Suho's pics for science. I don't know. Like I said, if Suho wants to make a big comeback when he comes back from the military, I just think that's what he needs to do. Well, sorry about that, guys. Apparently, we will actually have to end this sometime soon because my laptop is very not happy and apparently started overheating. So everything froze. Yeah, okay. I see people still talking about it in the chat. Yeah, the name of the show was Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. It's on Netflix. It is an amazing show. I cannot say enough about it. I had had it in my queue on Netflix for the longest time. And then I finally watched it because this one artist, Dope St. Jude, that I really like, she had commented that she was on the soundtrack for the show on Instagram. And I was kind of just like, oh, okay, what kind of kids show is this? Because she is a openly queer artist. She makes a lot of songs talking about her queer identity. A lot of her music is LGBTQ plus inclusive. She also has a lot of songs about. She's an African artist too, growing up in Africa and not being a fan of and into things that aren't stereotypically uh, things that the people think black people should be a fan of, which I identify with a lot. Um, but also a lot of her songs heavily focus on smoking weed. So I was like, oh, y'all just gonna throw her on the soundtrack for this kids show, huh? But they did edit down like some of the lyrics for some of her songs that are featured on. But I will say that this show has an incredible soundtrack, and not just like the featured art, like the assorted artists on there. Just like the score, which you can find the score and everything up on Spotify, is amazing. Like the original music for the show is amazing. And then even like the songs they write for some of the characters. Like I said, there's the Narwhal K-pop group that I've actually listened to their songs on Spotify a couple times. Like the first season of the show was really good. The second season was okay. Third season, not so great, but I still think it wrapped up in a satisfying way. But that first season, at least, was amazing, and I just love all the characters from that show, especially the animal characters like the lumberjack cats, the timber wolves, their leader Hammerpaw. I also love the jazzercise raccoons who are just these raccoons that are basically stuck in the 80s and pretty much all they do is work out constantly. And then the dubstep bees, which are these bees that just communicate through dubstep. It's an amazing show. But I found it interesting like how many cartoons and like western animated shows like K-pop is featured in, either like actual K-pop songs or K-pop fake K-pop groups that were created for the show. And this was like talking back about back in like the mid to late 2000s, before like the Korean wave made it here to the West. And I've thought about making a video about that as well. Sorry. Sorry guys, like I said, I'm still getting over being sick here. So I said, and this is why Discord is needed, because mobile is good for letting the laptop rest. Yeah, like I said, I've been working on setting up the Discord server. Hopefully, I there's some things that like I have to get a hold of Lashante because she's good with stuff like that help me out with. But hopefully in the next like week or two, I will be able to launch that private Discord server. The goal with that is to hopefully just have like somewhere for all of us to chat, um, but also a place that I can upload, like I said, all the recommendations and things that I'm watching and listening to. Also, hopefully, maybe we can do some legitimate watch alongs and stuff like that on there. Yeah, I need to get a new laptop. Um, Running Streamlabs and then all the other plugins that I have going on, and then also the program that I use to like run my little character here. She takes up a lot of computing power. Um, so I need to get a new laptop to that'll make these streams a little bit easier and simple. But I think because my laptop is overheating and it keeps lagging, we're gonna go ahead and end this soon. Um, and I will try over the next week to try to figure out what's going on here and how to fix this and change my settings so this runs a little bit more smoothly before next week's stream. But like I said, I am back. We are going to give this actually having a legitimate upload schedule a try for the first time. We'll see how this works. Like I said, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks, there will be a new video every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays, and then a live stream at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays. Feel free, guys, to send me DMs. I guess the best way to reach me is probably Twitter. If you guys have recommendations for subjects that you would like me to make videos about on the channel, like I said, I have a list of about 20 videos that I have in mind, but I am open to you guys recommending videos. Um, Also, with these live streams and whatnot, once I get this all figured out and I get my new laptop and whatnot, and we can start doing like live reactions, feel free to start sending me recommendations for things you want me to react to. It doesn't just have to be K-pop videos. If you want me to react to some memes, compilations, or whatnot, you guys can send those to me as well. Once I get the computer situation sorted out, we might even return to trying to play some of those terrible ass K-pop video games. Um, I recently remembered that SM Garden was a thing because I found one of my old iPads and I turned it on recently and I still had that downloaded and I completely forgot that that was a thing. If you guys don't know what SM Garden is, it's like you can download K-pop idols and like feed them and take care of play. It's such a weird game. Someone says saving up to build or purchase a PC. I have a semi decent refurbished PC that I use for editing. Um, it's in my art room and it's hard to get to because I really need to clean out my art room. I really just need to set this all up on that PC instead of trying to use my laptop. So I said thank you for both introducing me to Shinwa and letting me be my goofy self on here, and I'll be back again. And thank you for having me. You are very welcome, Logan. Thank you for coming. Thank you to everybody for coming. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done a live stream. I know this is still new, like using my VTuber avatar and whatnot on stream. I'm still figuring out everything. How about reacting to old fashioned actors and actresses? Like, what do you mean? Like, Korean actors and actresses? Or are we talking about American actors and actresses? Because, like I said, I'm down for doing reactions to, like, old movies and stuff like that. Because, as I mentioned, I have been obsessed with watching, like, old 80s movies. Like there's a whole genre of like what was at the time was like Filipino action movies that took place here in the US or with American actors in the Philippines that are absolute garbage movies that were made on shoestring budgets just to capitalize on like fads that are absolutely fantastic and I love them so much. Okay. Well, I am going to wrap this up. But like I said, I will figure all of this out and we will be back next weekend. Like I said, new video next Saturday. And then there will be another live stream next Sunday.